What's good, YouTube? Chris from Team Innovation here, and welcome back to part 2 of this epic duel series between me and Terrell. For you guys that didn't see part 1, link will be on the description, on the screen, and in the description below. And if you guys do not know, Terrell's using Nekroz, and I am using my infamous new version of my Mass Hero deck. So I opened up Shadow Mist with the Mass Change, and I'm gonna chain my Mass Change to his Summoner Monk, and netting me to grab my Blaze Man. Now, you guys might notice I have Poly in hand, so Blaze Man is kind of like meh right now, but at the same time, I can always just dump Shadow Mist from my deck to the graveyard, adding Bubble Man and going for that polymerization play. So I use Dark Law's effect to pick one out of Terrell's hand, and I luckily hit the Preparation Rites, which is pretty good, but he has the Rhoda search him out his combo plays, so there's nothing I can do about that. So he goes for the Rhoda and deciding on what he wants to do. He's shuffling his hand back and forth, so I'm gonna assume he's just gonna go get for the Unicorn. Then he goes for Colossus, add Brio. I believe he dumps the Brio. No, okay. He dumps the Brio, and he adds Colossus and dumps Colossus, so they both get banished, and a lot of his resources are gone right now. So right now he's gonna go for the Kaleidoscope, sending the Quasar to bring out the Unicorn and the Valk again. So if you guys watched part 1, remember game 2, I believe, he did the exact same move. So this deck can consistently bring out Unicorn and a beefy monster at the same time to run over Dark Law, which is a problem for us hero players, which is why a lot of hero players do opt to run the Mirror Force. The only reason I don't run the Mirror Force is because of one, I think with the way the format is, as I said in past videos, the card is too finicky. And yes, finicky is a made-up word made by me, but the card is really just too iffy right now when with the stuff like the Star Seraph engine running around. Now I know a lot of you guys may be thinking, well, everyone's not running the Star Seraph engine, and what I have to say to that is, like, just because everyone's not running it don't mean the engine's not good. The engine, like, if someone resolve stick chair combo, wombo combo in their hand against you, you pretty much lost that duel. So yeah, I just had to explain my reason for not running Mirror Force. I know a lot of hero players run Mirror Force. I just want to explain my reason for not running Mirror Force. I feel like chainable traps are the way to go right now. This format reminds me of the Wind Up Insector format. So I just go for the Blaze Man, dump the Shadow Mist, add the Bubble Man play just to go for the Poly, because I'm like, at this point, all I can really do is just bring out Ab-Zero once again to run over his Valkyrias, because I didn't want him gaining the Aura advantage over here. And my hand is kind of lackluster. I opened up Dragon again, I believe, and I have Armageddon Knight. So I opened up pretty much half of my Armageddon Knight engine in my hand, which is not that great, considering the fact that my first play was just set the Mass Change, go Shadow Mist with a bunch of monsters in hand. That's not that great, which is also crazy because I run like 12 traps. So yeah, so I made the Ab-Zero run over the Valkyrias in my turn. He's debating what he's gonna do right now, and I believe this is the turn where he trishes me, because I vaguely remember this game. All I remember, it was just the game was pretty much put in his position. He just had way too much advantage over me. He goes for the Summoner Monk to search him out a Trishula. So yeah, this is when he Trishulas me. I was really depressed when that happened, because I'm like, okay, I'm about to get Trish. Oh my god. But it wasn't that bad, because Trishula, even though it banishes the Ab-Zero, it allowed me to wipe his Trishula off field, so he didn't get no free damage on me. No free damage over here, son. So I blew up his field, leaving me in I guess in an okay position. But you know, Nekroz, they have their graveyard as their hand, and their hand is their hand, so his advantage is pretty much way more than mine. And based on the fact that my hand is pretty much shit, yeah. And by the way, and I didn't mention in the last duel, but in this duel we did use our side decks, which I believe made one hell of a difference with the outcome. Because in the first duel we didn't use side decks, we just like, yeah, let's play. Then once I lost the first match, I'm like, let's use side decks because I hate losing. Honestly, I'm not gonna say I'm a sore loser, but at the same time, I'm really competitive. So when you're passionate about something, I am passionate about Yu-Gi-Oh! Grown man, I'm not afraid to admit it. I hate losing. It's just me being me. I'm a competitive person. I like competing with everything. And I think that's a healthy habit. But anyway, he just goes for the some banishing and searching. It ends his turn, and I ripped the Armageddon Knight. At this point, I'm like, can I OTK him? Like, can I OTK him? And I'm just like, I'm like, I can dump Shadow Mist, add the Bubble Man, and special summon, but I'm like, I couldn't OTK him. If I had one more Rhoda, I could have, and I would have need one more Rhoda and one more Bubble in the deck to OTK. So I'm like, I was pretty sad at that point. I'm like, frag, I could have did something good. But I know he has a bunch of advantages in hand, so at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit up here and stall it out. I'm just gonna do what I can do. So I dumped the Zephyros. He was reading Zephyros, and I'm just like, do I just want to go Bubble Man right now and hit him for 3,800 with the Samurai, or do I want to try to push him in for damage? I couldn't get game. I could only push for 6,000 damage, which would not have been enough to kill him. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Maybe his hand ain't that great. So I'm like, I'll just go search out Bubble Man, special summon the Bubble Man, bounce back Bubble Man with Zephyros, overland to Samurai, hit for 6,000 life points. So that's pretty much the play I'm going to do right now. And I feel like, honestly, at that point, with the way the duel was going, that was the best. That's all I can do. Like, he got rid of my Dark Law, he got rid of my Ab-Zero. I couldn't rip the Hero Lives. There's not much left for a hero player like myself to do in a situation like this. Like, yeah, Nekroz is our favorable matchup, but we cannot win them all. That's definitely a true statement. So yeah, okay, I didn't make Samurai. Gaga Samurai. What the hell am I thinking? I made Blade Armor Ninja, because Blade Armor Ninja is the one that can do 4,400 damage. Yeah, math is good, guys. Stay in school. So yeah, I made the Blade Armor Ninja, hit him for 6,000, and I pretty much ended my turn after that. And I pretty much also gave up hope, because I knew, like, okay, 4,400, 1,600 in my turn, there's nothing I can do. So he just has his hand like, yeah, I'm finna this nigga ass. Now got like 3, 4, 5 cards in hand, a full graveyard, and I know Terrell's is really happy right now. So he goes for the Dinko Seka play. He ditches the Brionic, add the Shred, pay the Shred with the Monster Reborn card, bring out the Trishula again, and I'm like, yep, that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. I don't think that's Trishula. That's not Trishula, that's Brio. My apologies. I can barely look at my own screen. So I'm just like, yeah, that's all she wrote. But I didn't want to give up yet, because I'm not a quitter. Not going down like some little bitch. So I'm just standing strong. Zephyros by himself. Zephyros got ran over by Dinko Seka. For some reason, guys, I just paused. I couldn't remember Dinko Seka's name. I'm like, I got stuck for a second. So yeah, this is game 2, and we sided in. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna get an ass now. I opened up Mind Crush and Mass Change. So I was in a really good position. And during the standby phase, you guys will see, I Mass Changed off immediately to bring out the Dark Law. And the only reason I did Mass Change during the standby phase rather than chain it to his card is because I know he's playing a Dinko Seka, and I wanted to play like I'm playing in a YCS. So in the first game, I'm like, okay, I feel like when you play testing, you want to play like you don't know what your opponent's playing, even though you know what they're playing. Like, say for example, I knew he was main decking Dinko Seka, but I'm gonna play like he's just some random dude I don't know about, and I'm just gonna do things the dumb way. So basically, during this time, since it's game 2, I activated things the way I would at a YCS. So he goes Book of Moon to Book of Moon my Dark Law. He adds a Unicorn to hand, and he plays Kaleidoscope. No, actually, he adds Kaleidoscope to his hand. No, he had a Unicorn to his hand, and he plays Kaleidoscope. And I Mind Crush the Unicorn out of his hand, making his Kaleidoscope fizzle. So now he's in a really bad position with Dark Law face down. And I saw his hand. His hand really ain't that great. He had a Book of Eclipse as well. with an effect Veiler, and Veiler pretty much uses because once I flip up Dark Law, Veiler won't be able to do shit for him. So at that point, that Mind Crush was really huge. It was really clutch, as you guys will say. I'm not really a fan of using the word clutch. I really never used it before, but yeah, as a lot of you new school Yu-Gi-Oh players will say, that move was pretty clutch. So I flip over Dark Law to have my Armageddon Knight to evade the Veiler, and I use Armageddon Knight to send a dragon to force him into Book of Eclipse. Because like he's either gonna eclipse me or take this 3800 damage to the face. And he eclipsed me, allowing me to draw 2 in the end phase, and I drew a Ring of Destruction and a Solemn Warning. So this duel is definitely in my favor, and I believe Terrell's is gonna scoop it up right here. And like, yeah, his hand wasn't really that great. You guys gotta remember every time Dark Claw does something new, he every turn pretty much Dark Claw resets his effect to banish card out of the hand. So going into his game 3, he allowed me to go first. You guys notice the majority of his games he's let me go first. So I go Hero Lives, bring out the Shadow Mist, and he meets it with an effect Veiler in the face. So I'm like, yeah, fuck you. So I just sat 3 and passed, and I'm assuming Terrell's hand is pretty good because yeah, that Veiler is too strong. And I'm like, okay, if he goes Dinko, I'm pretty much in a bad position. So he rolled us, and I'm like, yes, no Dinko. And I changed Shared Ride. Shared Ride is so good. Like, for you guys that don't know what I side against Nekroz, Shared Ride, that's it. Some people don't even side it no more. They think Mind Crush is just all you need. I highly disagree. Ever since I saw the OCG side Shared Ride and I saw that Nekroz, all they do is just search, I'm like, yeah, that's the card for me because I like drawing cards. Like my old Naruto team said, drawing cards is the best thing you can ever do in a card game. And that's pretty much true. Like, having advantage, the person with the most advantage usually 9 times out of 10 wins the game. So now Terrell's put in the position where he's like, okay, either I go off now and risk him going off, or I pass my turn and risk getting OTK, because almost everyone in my locals, well, at least everyone who watches my videos in my locals know that I pretty much got like a bunch of different ways I can OTK with the hero deck. So he goes Kaleidoscopes, sending the Quasar yet again to bring out the Unicorn and the Valkyries, and he goes for Manager of 1,000 Hands, allowing me to search again. So he pretty much took the Shared Ride challenge, as I like to call it, because he's gonna try to push for damage, I believe. Now I don't know. I kind of forgot what happened in this duel I recorded the other day, so my memory is kind of vague, and plus it's like 1:14 in the morning, and my mind is like on E right now. So a lot of things I'm saying right now, especially in the first duel, it has been kind of fuzzy, and that's just due to lack of sleep and working out. But I want to bring you guys these consistent videos, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do. No bitching, team no bitching over here. So Unicorn is gonna, okay, Valkyrie is gonna run over Shadow Mist. I'm gonna search. Actually, what happened was he Unicorn to attack my Shadow Mist. I lanced the Unicorn, making it a halt. Valkyria's had to run it over, and he just hit me for 14, so I got knocked down from 4,000 to 2,600. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I gotta do something quick to come back. And did I draw from my turn yet? Yeah, nah, I didn't draw from my turn yet. So yeah, he was debating on did he wanted to tribute to draw 2, and he tributes to dodge 2 to keep his hand advantage up. And I draw from my turn, so at this point, I'm in a really great position. All he has is Unicorn field, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go for Armageddon Knight, send a dragon, pop that lonely back row. Like literally, guys, Armageddon Knight is my, like ever since I added Armageddon Knight to the deck, he's been my best friend. Not even gonna lie. So I'm gonna flip over my Call Lahana that I had set, activate my Shadow Mist effect, and he let it resolve. So I'm like, yes, I don't have to worry about Veiler. So since he had the Veiler, I got my mass change, and I'm not right now. I'm in a pretty much good position because I have Blaze Man in hand, Armageddon Knight on the field, and I just added mass change. The combo plays are about to happen. I don't think this turn, but definitely that Call of Hunting back the Shadow Mist is really good. And what really honestly saved me from getting my shit pushed in was the fact that I lanced his Unicorn or made it crash with Shadow Mist's 1,500 defense. That was pretty good for my So I'm gonna make Dark Cloud run over the Unicorn, and he meets it with a Gungnir, and I'm like, crap. I tried to tell him that it gets banished, and he reminded me that it didn't because Unicorn's on the field. I'm like, oh yeah. So I set the bottomless and set my back row, and I bluffed some of my back row and pass. Like, it's times like this where you want to bluff your back row because he saw me draw a bunch of cards with Shared Ride, and even though like some of my cards weren't that great, I had like maybe one real back row I want to say which was bottomless. And so yeah, my back row wasn't that amazing, but in his mind he's like, okay, this dude just drew a bunch of cards. He just set a bunch of cards, and he's thinking like, wow, if I run into a Mirror Force, if I run into a Chain, if I run into anything, I'm in a bad position. And every time I search, he might either draw a card and he's gonna minus me from the hand. So he's gonna summon Manager of 1,000 Hands, and he's gonna search out a Valkyria. And you guys already know Valkyria ends the battle phase. So he's gonna use Unicorn to attack Armageddon Knight, and he's gonna end his turn. And I ripped the Rhoda like a boss. So I'm like, okay, I can mess with it. And I believe I'm gonna go for a Blaze Man play, because I can go for Blaze Man at the poly, and I can make pretty much any masked hero, not masked hero, but Omni hero I want to make. So I'm just thinking about what I want to do, what the best play is going to be. You know, that crazy thinking I always do. And I'm like, okay, I think Blaze Man is going to be the best play. I mean, I have to roll the face down. I mean, the options at this point, when you have a field like this, the options is pretty much limitless. I read a Unicorn all time to see how it properly works. That's one thing about us Yu-Gi-Oh players. So we'll look at a card, read it once, know its effect. For some reason, we'll just read it over and over and over to make sure we didn't miss anything. There's a lot of cards with big wall of text. It's always that one card, that last little bit of text that you didn't read is what screwed you over the most. So right now I'm just gonna go for Blaze Man, add the polymerization to my hand, and I'm gonna make Nova Master, because at that point I'm like, okay, I can make Nova Master and force him to Valk, because if he don't Valk, I'm gonna draw a card, and I'm just gonna proceed to wreck him on the following turn. So I made the Nova Master, send Shadow Mist, add Bubble Man to hand. So yeah, that's an amazing field I have right now. Nova Master and Dark Claw, really, really pretty, really pretty. So made the Nova Master. Now I'm just debating, okay, what else I'm gonna do. I could have set the Rhoda. I don't believe I had room. So I tried to attack, and he activated the Valkyrias. And it's just gonna, I believe I ended my turn, yeah. So I ended my turn. It's kind of hard watching this angle from the recording. Sometimes I can't tell if I ended my turn or not. So yeah, right now it's on him. He uses Valkyrias already. Now he's just thinking that since he drew for turn, what his best play gonna be, what his move's gonna be. And just as a spoiler, guys, he couldn't do anything, and he pretty much scooped his Duel up. If I remember correctly, his hand was pretty much shit. He's gonna reveal it in a few seconds. So with all that being said, it was one match for Terrell, one match for me. We got to do this again in the future, Terrell. So yeah, GG no re on both ends. So once again, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share support. As always, comment down in the comment section below what you guys thought about this video at hand. And of course, I do these videos, so I truly believe in helping you guys become better players. And also do these videos, truly believe in you guys helping me become better players. This is Chris from Team Innovation signing out. Peace, guys. Have a good night.